What's up, everybody? Welcome to Speak for Yourself,
Next!
a safe space for millennial sports fans like myself. Here, we give our most fearless responses to Jason Marcellus' takes. I'm your favorite social media manager, Darnell Smith. You already know who I'm with. This is your favorite host,
That's
HBCU
right.
legend, Howard alum, Miss Shayna Calandro. How you feeling, Shaylive?
Feeling good. It's the middle of the week. I'm ready to see what topics we got today.
And we got a good show for y'all, man. We're going to get straight to it with some football. Cam Newton has been placed on IRs, which means his season is officially over. There's a lot of talks right now about what the Panthers should do about it. And yesterday, our guy Marcellus explained why the Panthers have to let go of Cam Newton. Check this out.
The Panthers move on from Cam Newton.
Yes.
What?
And this pains me to say the words that are going to leave my mouth. But it would be fiscally irresponsible not to move on from Cam Newton.
Marcellus, listen, man. I understand the business side of it. And I'm not even necessarily disagreeing with that side of it. But listen, it would be a mistake to move on from Cam Newton. We understand the injury. We understand the risk. But at the end of the day, some investments are worth paying for. And to me, you got a guy who just last season, before he got hurt, he was in the MVP conversation. Like, listen, I would have a different opinion if, let's say, they had a guy who they thought could actually lead the franchise. Kyle Allen is unproven. He ain't really did anything. Christian McCaffrey is the reason they've been balling out, if we want to keep it a buck. It kind of reminds me, I want to use a quick example. You know I'm a Colts fan, right? And when Peyton Manning had the neck injury he was dealing with, and we didn't know if he was going to be able to continue to play, we got the number 1 overall draft pick, picked up Andrew Luck, and we moved on for Peyton Manning. That made sense because we had a guy who could take over the franchise. The Panthers don't have that. I don't get it.
I hear you on that, but I have to agree with Marcellus on this one. I mean, the NFL is all about just the business in general, so I don't think that the Panthers are going to be any different on taking this as a business call, especially because they only have to pay him $2 million if they trade for him or let him go in the offseason. They're saving $19 million, so if they want to go and get a new great quarterback other than Kyle Allen, they have the opportunity to do that. And then also, he's had 2 big injuries, shoulder injuries. Now he has this foot injury where we don't know where this healing is going. Obviously, he's out for the rest of the season. And then also, you have to think about he's been 500 since 2015. Since 2015.
I get it.
Some investments are worth making, but it's. I mean, how long are you going to make the investment if it's not making any money?
He took him to a Super Bowl. Don't forget about that, Shay.
That
was 2016.
Okay, well, since then, 500, okay?
I mean, look, you got
and
the
with
off
Kyle
year.
Allen, who's pretty much a nobody, right?
Yes.
He has a record of, 6-1?
But it ain't because of Kyle Allen. Let's keep it
I
real.
mean, that's his record.
It's Christian. If you was playing quarterback right now, Shay, they'd be 6-1.
Yeah, if I'm throwing in Christian McCaffrey.
Exactly.
And then they would keep me and let go with Cam like they're doing right now. So
They're going to regret it, Shay. They're going to regret it. But listen, look, I do feel you. I do believe they probably will end up moving on from him. And I want to ask you, if Cam Newton does get traded, which team do you think would be the best fit for him?
Well, I think the obvious answer is the Chicago Bears. I mean, their team is already pretty constructed. They just don't have a quarterback in Trubisky. Right. So you add in a healthy Cam. That you're at least through the playoffs with Cam and the rest of that team. So I think that's the easy answer, and hopefully that's what works out.
No, I agree with you on that. I mean, that's probably the best team. If I had to pick a number 2, a backup, I said the Denver Broncos. Similar situation where they still got a good defense. Obviously, you got Von Miller, one of the best pass rushers in the league still on the defensive side. They just need a quarterback. I mean, Joe Flacco calling out the coaches and stuff like that. He never shows emotion. So to see him calling out the team, he's frustrated. I think Cam Newton could do some big things in Denver. So
yeah.
So another quarterback, though, our guys talked about was Aaron Rodgers, where we know the Packers kind of got embarrassed Sunday against the Chargers, showed up very flat, and post-game, Aaron Rodgers called out his teammates a little bit, man. Check this out.
I don't think it was complacency at all. I just think that, whether it was the trip, not everybody taking care of themselves the right way over the 2 days, or we're just tired, or the differences in temperature, but those are just excuses. And the facts are that we weren't locked in from the start.
I think this is leadership. This is leadership?
Yeah. Wait. Man, I got my opinion on this, but I'm going to hold off. I want to start with you, Shay. Do you agree with Whitlock that Aaron Rodgers was actually showing leadership here?
I don't fully disagree. I will say, if you go back to the segment online, you'll see LeVar Arrington. I kind of agree with LeVar Arrington on this one, as far as basically finger pointing by way of leadership, because in the soundbite from that night, he basically was just saying, you know, like, we didn't show up kind of thing, where instead of saying, like, you know, maybe some guys went out and they weren't ready to play. Like, he wasn't exactly pointing the direct finger. He was including himself. He even said, like as the offense. Like, so I just felt like he was also taking blame, whether it was like his fault or not, which is what leaders should do, especially when, you know, when you're leading that many people. Right. And he's Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, he doesn't have to take the blame. Right. But I thought that's what he should. I mean, I don't think there was anything wrong with what he said, and he was being honest. Also, it's kind of like, if you did go out when you were in LA, you had an extra day, like, you didn't take care of yourself all the way, you should be saying that to yourself anyways. So you probably shouldn't have no problem with him saying it.
But I'm glad you ended with that. That's my point, though. Like, Aaron Rodgers and the team itself, they could have handled that in-house. He had no reason to bring that out, which is why I disagree with Whitlock. I don't think it's leadership. I think he dry snitching. He ain't saying names. He ain't saying numbers. But let's keep it real. He basically saying, listen, our guys was turning up. We had an extra day. Players out here drinking. They was out here not focused on the game, and that showed up on Sunday while we showed up flat. Like that's what he.
Sure, but like, if I go out Friday night and I'm still here on Monday, like, who cares that I went out Friday night?
Listen, I'm with you. I'm probably gonna turn up too. I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers obviously had a problem with it, and my thing is, if you had a problem with it, why not just voice that Saturday? I'm sure he knows his players are going out on that Friday.
Sure. But, I mean, how do we know he didn't say it to the players already and everybody was like, yeah, we could have done better. And then he being honest to the media.
Don't be honest to the media.
When you give your PC answer to the media, they hate it. When you're honest with the media, they hate it. Can't win for losing.
Hey, man, you got to lie. You got to lie, man. That's leadership. Lying to the media is leadership, in my opinion, man. All right, y'all know what time it is. It's the SFY Kickback topic of the day. This is a discussion. You with your homeboys, you with your homegirls. This is a conversation you got to have, man. And y'all know usually Whitlock's the one with these interesting, analogies and comparisons, right? But this time our man Marcellus had one of his own to kind of explain why he was encouraged by Dak Prescott's play on Monday night. Take a listen.
Dak's fine. Look, if you ever go to bed thinking about Patrick Mahomes and then bring up Dak, you're not going to go to bed happy. Let me just tell you right. Like being real, whoever your girlfriend, wife is, if you ever go home and start thinking about the most beautiful person you ever met, and if it ain't them, you ain't going to go to bed exactly happy. And that's what happens. You can't always imagine the greatest.
Ooh-wee. Hey, that's that Columbia education spewing right out of Marcellus, man. And the thing about it, I feel where he's coming from. I mean, in so many words, what he's saying is Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback for the Cowboys system and what they need him to do. But if you start comparing them to the best QBs in the league, you're gonna be disappointed. And I agree with that. That's a good point for life in general. And I want to focus just on that particular line, that if you start thinking about the best things in life, the most beautiful things in life, and you don't necessarily have that per se, then you might be disappointed. So like my example is, listen, like in my personal situation, my relationship, I have a fiance who I look as the best. But then exactly. But if I didn't, I could see, and I was thinking about other things, other people, I could see where that could cause some confusion. I'll use a better example. Y'all know I love food, right? So a couple days ago, I was trying to decide if I wanted some Popeyes or some Chipotle. Popeyes, get that 5-piece tender combo, spicy. Chipotle, I wanted the chicken barbacoa mix. Boom. I went with the Popeyes combo, and it was good. But it wasn't as great as it would have been, because I had my mind still on that pico de gallo and that barbacoa at Chipotle, man. So I agree. I agree with the big dog. Focus on what you got and be happy with that.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Okay. I mean, Popeyes was the right decision, so don't worry yourself.
I'm good.
Yeah. But no, I think I agree with Marcellus too. He made a good point, and Dak has been good with the Cowboys. I mean, 2 out of the last 3 years, playoff appearances. Right. Prior to that, once in 6 years. Yep. So I think my point is they should have paid the man in the summer. Yep. But I'll give you a little relationship comparison of my own. A little bit different. Like, I just think it's like when you have a girlfriend, right, before you got engaged, and you were with her, she does majority of everything right. but there's a couple things that she's done wrong, and everybody's not perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now you're not proposing because you're like, there's gonna be something better. There's gonna be something better. Like, no, like she's been doing good. Yep. She deserves the ring, the license, the marriage license. Yep. Like, give him the contract. Let him do what he's been doing, and let him know you're all in. Like, stop stringing him along.
That's a fire analogy right there, Shay.
You know what I'm saying?
Give Dak the ring.
Yeah.
He's earned it. But they see Patrick Mahomes out there. They see Deshaun Watson. Sure. They're like, maybe.
But they've also been building him up this whole time. They act like they're like, yeah, Dak's great. He's been doing great. And then you give Zeke money and Dak did nothing.
That's true. Sheesh. You need to be in Dak Prescott's agent to get him paid, man. No, I'm with you on that. But hey, y'all, listen, that's all we got today. Be sure to tune in and speak for yourself Monday through Friday on FS1 to support Marcellus and Whitlock, because they're the reason we got next. And be sure to subscribe and follow us on YouTube to catch all new episodes. I'm about to go home to my fiance right now and thank her for being amazing.
Oh, wow. What a good fiance.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.